Good morning. Happy Wednesday. A happy Wednesday to you. A happy hump day, baby. Yes. Good morning, y'all. Happy hump day, y'all. Another day we got to do this again, y'all. Another day. Look here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for clicking on my video. I appreciate it. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for rolling with me. Turn my light back on. Thank you so much. Subscribe, share, like, and comment. That's it, y'all. Today I'm having my coffee because check this out. Look here, y'all. I got into a heated conversation last night. I'm just going to jump right in. Now, child support, this is just my opinion, okay? Child support does not constitute being a parent. It does not constitute love, okay? Usually, when a person has to pay child support, it's because they didn't went to court and it's court ordered, okay? Now, there are some people that really care and they'll help out with their kids. They'll pay the child support, but it's not just child support. There's the time that you spend with the children, going to pick them up, calling them up on the phone, seeing them more than just in summer times, okay? In the summertime when they're out of school or here and there, okay? There's the nurturing. There's the time, okay? There's more than just child support, okay? You can't just pay child support and that's it and think it's over with. Child support is your fair share of the financial responsibility of that child. That's what child support is. That does not constitute being a parent. Whether it's a woman paying child support or the man paying child support. You just pay child support. That's just like a monthly bill. You just send it. That's just a monthly bill. And you turn it into a monthly bill when you don't spend time with your children. Just because you're paying child support don't mean you can't go pick them up and buy them something nice or take them on a vacation or do whatever you need to do for your children. Okay? Now here's the downfall of having a child at a young age. I'm going to give you both sides. Okay? From the child side. Like for me, for an example, my mother had me at 17. A lot of kids, have children when they're young, 18, 19, and all that. And that first child, see, you're still a child. So you're having a child. So then as you grow up and become an adult, then you find your real love, your true love. Because a lot of times when you're young, most of the time, that first love is that's your first love. That's your infatuation. You think you're in love, but you're really not because you're a child. And you guys are not making love. You're having sex. He's getting another notch in his belt. He's getting his experience. He's learning this is his training of his stroking. Because when he becomes a man, he knows he got his stroke down. As a child, it's training. They first start off, they're just like, bunny rabbits pumping all hard. They're bunny rabbits. And then as they start having more sex with these kids or younger girls, they start learning how to stroke it. Okay? So when you finally get older, and you find that true love, that one love that you think, and you get married and you have other kids. Some kind of way that first child is lost in the wind somewhere because that was your child you had when you was a teenager. Okay? And you're still paying child support payments. That's just a bill to you. Child support does not constitute being a parent. And I got into a heated debate with someone last night about this truth, because it's a male cousin. He thinks because he's been paying child support, he paid child support and it's paid off. He was diligent. He got lucky and got a good job, and he's been working, many years. And he's been paying child support to the girl that he, had. Now his daughter is grown now. And now he wants to take credit for how his daughter turned out when he's never been really active in the daughter's life. She was raised by her mother. The things that she has learned has came from her mother. The experience that she has had came from her mother. Her ups, her downs, her mother's seen her through that. All the trauma and emotional issues and everything that this girl went through, her mother was the one who went through all that. You just got to see her in the summertime when she was happy. She's out of school. Okay? It's summertime. Okay? So you got to see her on that level. But you weren't there with her when she started her first period. You weren't there when she got her heart broke by her first little boyfriend that she called herself liking and loving and whatever. You weren't there for her when she was going through issues in school. You weren't there when she couldn't sleep at night. When she was hurting and crying, you weren't there. But yeah, you sent child support. You did your due diligence. You sent child support. That was it. Okay? You cannot take credit for something you had nothing to do with. Okay? So a lot of times people feel that because they're making these monthly payments, that's all they did it. They did their part. That's it. They did their part. They're done. They've been a father. They're done. Okay? But how's that girl feeling? Or the son, whoever. I'm talking about him because he has a daughter. Okay? He has a daughter. And he has a grandchild now. But all his time, he was a father to his wife that he's been married to for over 20 years. Okay? Because he's what? 55 now? He's been married to her for a long time. He's been a good stepfather to her children. He has helped raise her children. He is proud of his stepchildren. And he don't even call them his stepchildren. Those are his children. And now the daughter, who he's just been paying child support to, is older now and grown and trying to get a relationship and get from him that she's never gotten. He's given all of his fatherhood stuff to this other family. And let me just make this point clear. It's not the daughter's fault that him and her mother broke up. That's understandable. They can't go back and fix that. That was years ago. They were teenagers. It is what it is. But we're talking about now. And I kept telling him, you can't keep throwing up in her face that you pay child support. That's all he says. But I pay child support. I pay child. What is child? See, that's what got me upset. Okay? Because I went through that same thing with my dad, as being born when he was younger. Okay? So I know how that feels. Okay? And all she wants to do is have a relationship with her dad. Have something with her dad that she never had. And she explained to him, he was really hurt. She said, you've given these kids, they got something from you that I never had. And that was you being a father. But you can be a father now. We can do this now. But he keeps saying, I paid child support. I did my part. You are my daughter. I do love you. We do have a relationship. But he's not seeming to understand. And I tried to talk to him, and we got into a heated debate because I told him, yeah, I give you your props for making your payments on time. I give you your props for doing what you're obligated to do. Okay? Most people can't do that. I give you that. Yeah, you pay child support. You sent that payment in to the court and then it went to her. You did that. You worked all your life. You provided medical insurance. You know. But do you think that if you didn't provide medical insurance, do you really think that her mother, as a child growing up, wasn't going to get her no medical? Okay? You did what you're supposed to do as a father. Yeah, you did do that. You did do that. You paid child support, yeah. But it's more to it than child support payments. Because you turned those child support payments into a bill. That's added into your monthly bill for your budget. What about the nurturing? What about being a father? What about the relationship? You cannot say, well, I pay child support. He just wasn't getting it, you guys. He just wasn't getting it. And he doesn't understand why his daughter is feeling the way she's feeling. Because she feels like an outsider. When she calls the house to talk to him, the wife is very rude to her on the phone. Very rude to her and mean. When she brings her children around, because she has 2 kids, so he has a granddaughter and a grandson. When he brings those kids around, she gets upset. When they call the house, she gets mad. When they come over, she feels unwelcome. But her kids are welcome in the house. Her grandkids can call him grandpa, but not his own grandkids. Not his biological grandkids cannot call him grandpa. They cannot go over there like the other ones can. So she's feeling she's feeling left out. She brought that to his attention. And all he keeps saying is, I took care of you. I paid child support when you were little. I paid child support and made sure you had medical insurance. I put you on my medical. He's not getting it. He's not getting it. Child support payments, yes. That is your responsibility to pay your fair share of the financial support of that child. And that's the key word, financial support. Okay? Just like I told him last night. I said I got 2 dogs, a little one and a big one. I make sure they go to the vet. I make sure there's dog food. At first, I didn't even want the dogs. I didn't. But I didn't mistreat them. I financially took care of them. I took them to the vet to get their shots. That don't mean that look, that don't mean I love them. I love them, but I'm just saying. Just because you're doing something doesn't mean, look, I get up and go to work every day. Do that mean and I know it's a difference, but I'm just trying to put it in layman's terms so he can understand. Like the dogs in my house. I could care for them and not, love them. They could be in my house and I could not even pet them, have nothing to do with them. And when I first got the big dog, I didn't want the dog. But I made sure there was dog food. I didn't interact with the dog. I just was a provider. I provided a roof over their head. I made sure they had water in the bucket and food in their bowl. And it was time when I got my reminder in the mail to go get their shots, I got their shots. Financial support is not the same. And now, so the daughter, his daughter that he had, is reaching out to him and talking to him about those things that she missed, that she longed for. And he just keeps throwing up in her face that when she was a child, he paid child support. And he's not understanding what she is saying. And that she's trying to have a relationship with her dad. She's trying to build something. She's trying to get him to get to know her children. So at least he can have a second chance and at least be a grandfather to the kids. And he's not even able to do that because he doesn't want to make his wife upset. And that's all he says. That's all he can lean on is that he paid child support. And that's what's giving him his peace of mind. He really has a peace of mind knowing that he paid child support. And that's his way of being a father. And right now to this day, there's no closeness between him and his daughter. But there's closeness with his stepkids. There's closeness with them. He has helped raise them. He has nurtured them. He loves them. He brags about their success. He's always talking about how successful they are. He compares those children with her. He compares those children with her. And she was raised in a broken home. She was raised by her mother only. And to this day, all he says is that he paid child support. And to me, that does not constitute being a parent. It constitutes being responsible. And that you've worked and you paid your debt, because that's what you turned it into, a debt. You turned it into a debt. I don't know if there's anyone out there that can relate to what this story is about. There's a lot of children that has been raised in a broken home. There's a lot of single parents, and unfortunately it's majority women than it is men. And as a woman, we are wearing so many different hats. And it's easier, and I hate to make this a sex thing, and I'm not trying to do that, but it's easier for a man to move on. There's more women out there than there is men available. Okay? And men can move on and create a whole new family and a whole new life quicker than a woman can. And the single woman has the children by the previous man. And when she tries to get a life for herself and meet other men and have a life, that man has to be humble enough to love her really, truly, to love her children. Then especially, and then she got boys, the boys are going to be reluctant sometimes to embrace this new person in her life. And sometimes the women don't mean to hop around. It just happens. Sometimes it really do just happen. They think they're in love. They get married. They get with this man. Then they get a divorce. And they're stuck with the kids. I hate to say stuck, but they're the ones with the kids. Then they're by themselves for a while. And then they meet someone else. And they fall in love again. And then something may happen. And they break up. And sometimes it really do happen where they end up with, multiple marriages. It's not that they just bed hop. And sometimes people do. But there's a lot of times it's not like that. The single parent has to be the mother and the father, the counselor, the nurse, the financial advisor, the cook, the chef, all that. If they got sons or daughters in sports, they're going to the sports events. They're going to the school. They got to take off work, take them to the hospital when they get sick. By the time that child support check comes, they done paid all their bills. The rent and SMUD and the electric bill, the PG&E, all that stuff is already paid for. That check is just going to hold them over until they get their real check. Because a lot of times, especially if you only got one kid, you don't get that much money. A couple $100 a month. That ain't shit. I hate to say it like that. I'm not saying that it ain't, it ain't shit. $200? But look, all you paying is $200 a month or $250 a month, maybe even $300 a month. But what is she actually paying? She got to keep a roof over her head. Her rent may be $1,000 a month. She need a vehicle to get back and forth to work, so she paying car note. She need a vehicle to take them to school, pick them up. She need a vehicle to take them to the doctors. She need a vehicle to go to the grocery store. So even though that's her car and she's driving it, but she needs that car. She got a child. There's car insurance. There's electricity. You just sending $300 a month. She still got to buy school clothes. She still got to make sure they got toothpaste, deodorant, and all the other stuff in between. Lunch money, daycare, if the child is young. The list goes on. But all you doing is paying $300 a month. What is she paying? Not only that, what about when they get sick? Who's holding them at night? When they hurt themselves, who they run to? Can they call you? Excuse me. Are you going to take off work? Go pick them up from the daycare? Especially if you live in another city. This lady is going to... Good morning. Oh. Don't she see me talking? Look. Okay? That lady. But yeah, you feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? It's deeper than just paying child support. It's deeper than that. What about the relationship? What about that? So you get a new family. So the kid is little. They come down to visit you for the summer. How are they really feeling? How are you really interacting with this child around these other kids that you have took into your heart? This is just the other kid he had. This is just the one he paid child support on. It's deeper than just child support. It's deeper than just that. Then the child grows up and they have these daddy issues. They have issues inside of them that they don't understand. And then when they grow up, it's deeper than just child support. They can't keep a relationship. They sometimes get in abusive relationships or unhealthy ones. They can't cope. A kid needs their father just as much as their mother. You don't have to be together. You break up with your wife or you break up with your girlfriend. You have a kid when you're younger. I get that. That happens. But pay your child support, but still be involved in your child's life. Still let your child, and then when she tried to talk to him, to my cousin, he don't want to hear it. All he sees, his mind is not broad. He can't open up his mind and see from her point of view. He just needs to feel that solace inside of him. He just needs to feel that peace to know he paid child support. And that's what he's standing on. And that's what is in his heart. And that's what's making him not feel guilty. That's what's making him feel like he did something. He don't want to face what he did. He don't want to take responsibility for what that child is going through and what she's trying to express to him. And we got into a heated conversation. He ended up hanging up on me. And the reason why we was heated, because I went through that. I was raised in a broken home. My mother raised me. My father sent child support. On time. Yes, he did do that. But my mother was the one who taught me to be the way I am today. My mother was the one I watched get up every day and go to work. My mother was the one I watched sometimes that tossed and turned at night trying to figure things out. Okay? Then she'll get a little child support check and we, go get some food or whatever. That child support, there were times I needed my father. And the reason why I was able to talk to him about this, because I understand what his daughter is going through. I lived it. There's a whole bunch of people out there like me. And you maybe. What about the boys? He just didn't get it. He hung up on me. He didn't get it. And I pray that he gets it one day. I pray that he gets it. But I don't think he will, because he is just tunnel vision on that. And that's why I was able to give him my opinion, because I lived it. I'm living it. To this day, my father did that same thing. Got with another person, because him and my mother were young. He moved on, and her family, her children, her grandkids is who he really cares about. See, and I was explaining that to my cousin. I am just like your daughter. I understand what she's saying. I understand. It's more than just the child support. That child support is between you and her mama, not her. You need to get your props from the baby mama about that, not me. I didn't ask to be here. I'm talking about me and you, what you did for me. He didn't get it. He didn't get it, you guys. But anyway, that was on my mind this morning. That was on my mind. It was a heated conversation. We was on the phone for an hour, and he ended up hanging up on me. Hung up. I was talking. We was both started raising our voice. I was raising my voice so much that I started getting hoarse. He hung up on me. I said, "Oh, you coward. What a coward. You running from the truth. What did Martin say to Gina? You can't handle the truth. And Gina walk out and go in the other room. You can't handle the truth, Gina. You can't handle the truth. Look here. Y'all marinate on that. Okay? Leave me a comment, please. Let's have a discussion. I say that all the time, and I don't get no discussion. Let's have at it today, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, comment, please. Okay? So let me end this video by saying, keep your head up, chest out, nose level. You don't want to be walking around with your nose all stuck up in the air. No. Okay? Don't let nobody steal your joy. Keep a smile on your face. Okay? Pop your collar and keep it moving. Okay? You create your destiny. Okay? We as people, we create our destiny. Okay? Let's move forward, you guys. We all got a story to tell. We all got chapters in our book. We all got chapters. Okay? But let's keep flipping those pages. Let's keep flipping those pages. Let's end our book the way we want to end our book. We are the author of our book. Let's end our book on a happy note, y'all. Because everything that happened to you as a child, it created you to what you are today. It helped mold you. It helped strengthen you. Used all that to help you build your character. Break that cycle with your children. Break that cycle with your children. That's what I want to say. I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful day. I love each and every one of you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Like, share, subscribe, comment. That's it. Oh yeah, check this out. Come here. Check this out. I ain't even gonna tell you to stay sucker free. You already know that. So until the next video, peace.